Saturn is going to start going direct from September 15th onwards. How is it going to impact each sign? I am briefly and generally going to tell you what it will do to Aries, what it will do to the Taurus or Gemini, etc. Libra, how does the Saturn affect you? Well, you're a very free-spirited person, so it is affecting your fourth house, that is of family and security. So the idea that you or anyone in your family must be confronted with any form of restriction will be disheartening to you. You might have had a family member who was dealing with a type of limitation, or you yourself may also have been dealing with a limitation or restricting of a kind due to either health, finance, or the values of the family, or job problems that affected you emotionally also. Perhaps you've gone through a period of questioning life in general in the last few months. You might even have had a conflict with a parent, particularly a paternal family member, and it felt that you could not see eye to eye with your loved ones. Either your close loved ones with whom you are intimate, or even with your parents or the elders of the family, and you were convinced that you felt that this is what you wanted to you. I'm not talking about whether you were correct or they were correct. I'm just saying that you have had this time where internal conflicts have been taking place, where external conflicts have been taking place. So if you are convinced of what you are saying is right, then trust me, you should also be able to explain. Because if you're convinced that this is what you want, and if you're able to convince or sell your idea to your loved ones or to the people who matter, you actually feel liberated, and maybe the other people also see your point of view. And now when the Saturn is going direct, remember, this wise old planet or this wise old man, like I say, he actually does encourage people who feel and who are convinced that what they are doing right, with beautiful words that can help you convince the other person why do you think that the things have to be done in a particular way. So it's liberating. So at first, when Saturn starts to change from the retrograde motion, there can be a conflict that comes to a head, but fortunately this will help to make it necessary. Either you will adapt or you will implement the changes. So either you will understand the other person's point of view, or you will make your point of view understand to the other person. Either which way, it is a liberating effect. So your home life will become more orderly. The fluff that you don't need can begin to be removed. Like I said, declutter, and you and those you love can progress towards a greater productivity in a much more healthy and happier environment. So for you, you need to be peaceful, not only with yourself, but also to be with the others. And intellectual property is yours. The intellectual thinking is yours. Every individual has its own set of values. Every individual has its own set of thinking. So the way I said, Saturn says, execute your purity of intent. So if your thoughts and words are completely pure and you have your purity of intent intact, do not hesitate to execute it. To personally know how the Saturn is going to affect you, which is the period that you are undergoing, and how you better be prepared to declutter yourself so that you can give more importance to the values that you truly believe in. Of course, you'll have to completely go by your natal chart and by your yearly chart. What is the transiting period telling you? So knowing personally your natal chart and being aware what are the present circumstances, we'll have to connect with each other on a personal level. But meanwhile, just to relax you and just to make you feel confident that September 15th onwards can actually be a damn good period for all of us, if only we can start correcting our own selves rather than correcting the world at large or expecting that this is how the world should be. So in a nutshell, I would say, listen to your zodiacs and be the change that you want to see in the world or the society around you.